episode 230 of the HurricaneKaz podcast. I'm your host, Peng, and I'm joined with HurricaneKaz, Twastell, and it looks like it's turkey season because I see a lot of birds in the background. And
there's still some Halloween decorations
there is,
too.
but the pumpkin's like kind of relevant to Thanksgiving and stuff, you know. So
I have been pretty busy, so I have not had time to. I did take the ones down from outside so that I don't look like a fool to everybody, but inside it's still very Halloween in here.
That's okay.
And also, for the record, these birds are always here. You've just never noticed.
Really? Are they always there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking really like. Wait, was the Moltres always there too? I feel like the whole maybe.
No. Both of them.
Did you just move your camera a little bit more to the
maybe the last
direction?
time they were like sitting together, like one of them fell over, so I put the Moltres on his own stool this time. Apparently they're feuding.
Maybe
get along. Quit fighting.
Says the person that moved them without.
No, one of them fell. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Or got pushed. Also, Mittens is here.
What's up, Mittens? He's looking down right now.
He's upset that I did not bring in the heated blanket to this room. It's still in the living room, so he's torn between having to be close to me or being on the heated blanket. And he's
trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Quick update. So, shortly after his loss in the bets, Anicor's like, I can't do this no more. I can't keep taking L's. So he won't be on the podcast anymore. No, in all seriousness though, he started like a new job and stuff. He just at the same time, and the man also just needs just like 40 hours of beauty sleep every night, I guess. So
he wanted to, he sang that one song and it went so well that he was like, I better just not do anything worse than this ever again, and didn't want to take the risk.
I just thought of something. Obviously, like you could like famous singers and artists, they post like their music on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. But you know what a lot of them also do to promote their music? They use their songs in Instagram Reels and TikToks to get other people to use it. They're like, oh, that's a catchy song. What if we use his She Will Be Loved version on an Instagram reel?
We all have to do reels using his version of the song.
And we're going to check, and it's going to be used only by ours for like years to come. No one's like, oh, let me use that too.
Very limited.
Tell Anicor he might be leaving the podcast, but this Christmas bet is still on.
Oh, he did say it's on himself, yeah. So be on the lookout. He'll still come back. I think he's going to come back every 3 months to do a new song. As long as I keep up my gameplay, Then
every season needs an Anicor to sing the anthem.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to get some Caleb singing in here too. So Anicor's got to step it up, bro.
Well, I mean, you're putting your chips on Anicor. The betting odds are pretty.
Yeah, Tristan. No, I'm not. I'm not winning a bet.
I'm betting.
I'm just saying. I know the odds of him winning the bet is low.
I'm saying the only way that Caleb would ever release one of his music videos to us is if he lost a bet. So
probably.
Probably, yeah. So Tristan, we have to team up on it.
I mean, if you want to come up with something amongst us four, right? Us and Steve, we can, right? It doesn't be like a legend bet, but we can come up with something.
We'll discuss it when Steve finally returns from his travels /
I don't know. I think Steve doesn't like us anymore. He'd rather be in the wilderness than spend time with us.
Well, it's like he earned his doctorate and then had to go work or something.
Yeah, but he chose to work in the wilderness rather than spend time with us. Like, what's that all about?
I don't know how much choice is involved in these sorts of things.
I don't know either, but
I'm blaming Steve.
You all might be trying to make these bets with me, but instead of my She Will Be Loved cover being released, it might be all of you creating your own She Will Be Loved covers as well.
No, that's why we have to team up
too. So
that's why we have to team up, and we have to make sure our powers combine.
There we go. Whoever has a higher combined ELO wins the bet.
Yeah, that's a little crazy, not gonna lie. That's a little crazy. But we'll come up with some things. I also apologize. So the last episode, I released the audio. Last episode was a whole ordeal. So I'm editing it and trying to release it before I head to Vegas, right? So I drive over to Vegas on Friday, like around like noon. But on Friday morning, I'm editing it. I'm editing the Anicor, cover song, and then the podcast, like the actual full podcast, audio and video. And anytime there's tech issues, it like makes it a little bit longer to edit.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But anyway, this was my own fault. I somehow accidentally shifted Tristan's audio track like 20, 30 seconds or like maybe a minute.
Oh, no.
So when you listen to it, because Tristan wants to talk in the first like minute of the podcast, I didn't notice it, right? But then when I'm so here's the crazy part. It's a 4-hour drive from LA to Vegas, right? Without traffic. But I was thinking like, well, let me edit this now. Because one, I don't know how fast the Wi-Fi is going to be in Vegas, in my Vegas hotel. And who knows, like uploading the audio version is one thing, but uploading the video version is like a nightmare, right? Like that's, if you don't have fast Wi-Fi, that's just going to take forever. So it's like, let me upload all this stuff as well. It doesn't matter if it's going to be processing. I can at least release the audio version. By the time I get to Vegas, once the thumbnail's ready, I can put up the video version. So I do all this. I end up leaving at like noon or like almost like 1 p.m. instead of me leaving at like 10 a.m. Right? Oh, what's up, girl? And
yo, girl.
And because I leave later, instead of a 4-hour drive, it ended up being 6 hours. Because for once in a blue moon, it starts raining in LA, so it slows down everything, and then traffic builds up, and there's like a few car accidents, right? So I add 2 hours to it. But I was thinking like, oh, once I have this up, I could listen to our podcast to like help pass the time, right? Because I have like time to kill. I end up adding 2 hours, so I didn't actually kill any extra time. I just like, reallocated it. And then I'm listening to it on the drive. I was like, oh shoot, this is really bad. Because like Tristan legitimately was like on a 1 minute delay. He was like, we'll be all pausing while he's talking, and there'll be nothing going on in the podcast because it's out of sync. And then he'll be talking about what he was supposed to be talking about a minute later while we're all talking, right?
Oh, no.
It was really jarring to listen to.
It's worse than the old delay days.
It's worse, yeah, because a whole minute is crazy, right? Because we don't even know, right? Based on the way we're responding, because I mean, who knew I was going to do that? But luckily, the tech difficulty did help resync stuff, because after the first tech difficulty, I like everything else was edited like it was in line, right? I only shifted the audio of Tristan like for the first segment, but it was still like a full like 35 minutes of us rambling or so. So I do apologize, because by the time I get to Vegas, I was able to remedy the problem, republish it. But I think there was at least like 68 or so people that did listen to that audio version.
Oh no, probably everyone else driving to Vegas.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. And my guess is they might have not even finished the episode, because like, dude, this is really hard to listen to. And I was like, of course. Checky, what are you doing, girl? Stop.
Frickin' Mercury retrograde strikes again.
Yeah. Wait, what does that mean again?
It's astrology.
I know, but break it down for me. What does it mean?
So people like to blame like communication difficulties, technical difficulties, errors in judgment, planning, all that sort of stuff on like Mercury being in retrograde, which is like, it's not like scientifically nothing really different is happening.
Wait, Mercury being in retrograde?
It's an optical illusion where it appears that Mercury is moving backwards across its orbit, but it's not.
How do people even know that's a thing? Like, it's not like we could even see Mercury.
Because of astronomy. Like, that's actual astronomy.
Okay. But this is astrology related?
But astrology is when you assign meanings to like the movements of planets through different star patterns and that sort of thing. When Mercury is appearing to move backwards, it's referred to as retrograde, and Mercury is like the planet of communications and networking and technology and all that sort of thing. So when it's appearing to move backwards in retrograde, people like to assign all of their issues to that. It's become very much a meme over the last few years.
I've heard
is Mercury in retrograde again?
Yeah, I've seen the meme, but I like haven't 100% understood it. Like, I've known that people 100%.
Like, I didn't even 5% understand it.
Oh, I understood that people were memeing about like an astrology thing. I just didn't know what the astrology thing meant.
Okay.
Oh, you can ask me any questions about astrology.
Well,
I'm
that's what I was
very
gonna ask.
nerdy about it.
No, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, are you a big believer in astrology? And like, do you know like the ins and outs of like, oh, this is like my rising sun or like moon
I
and like.
do know all that. The thing
Okay.
is, I don't think it's like I don't attribute a lot of weight to it. It's just sort of it's interesting to me from a very like introspective sort of place, because you can kind of it helps you, I think, to look at yourself differently, which I think is the goal of a lot of that stuff. It's not like a predictive future sort of thing, which I
Right.
think is like the joke that a lot of people make all the time, like, oh, my astrology says I shouldn't do this. It's like, no, you're supposed to be using it as a tool to like learn about yourself and kind of like move through self-discovery and working on negative patterns that you have, that sort of thing. So I find it interesting as kind of an introspective tool rather than like some sort of future prediction thing, which nothing can really do. So
Okay, so how on like a scale of like 1 to 10, how much do you believe in its like accuracy?
well, that's the thing. It's like accuracy in terms of what I read about like myself. Like it seems pretty accurate.
Or like even other people that you know, right? Like deep, like if you know their like charts and everything.
Yeah, it seemed like everyone that I've actually talked to about it and learned more about like all of their like placements and everything, I'm like, yeah, this sounds like you, you know? Like it's actually it can be pretty like weird sometimes how accurate it seems when you're talking to someone else about like their decision making, their thought process, like that sort of thing. Of course, it doesn't it's not like 100%, no, but it, like I said, I think of it more as like a personal reflection, and I think it's really interesting to talk about from that perspective.
Okay, so I used to be like, dude, this thing's just bogus, right? Like, there's a few things that like as an Aries, like there's a few things that like kind of align with whatever, but like it's probably coincidence. I know like other Aries and they're all like this or whatever, right? That's how it was for like the first like 30 years of my life, but not even like in like the past 4 years, but like in like very like within the last year, dude, the amount of coincidences are starting to add up a little too coincidentally is what I'll say, right? Because I used to be like, this makes no sense. Like when you're born and like where you're born and what time you're born, like that's going to dictate your like personality and stuff. Like that makes like no scientific sense.
Yeah.
But when I looked at it more detailed, especially if you do like the full chart and everything, not just like your main like what was it, your rising or your sun's sign or whatever.
Everyone I think knows their sun sign. Like
Yeah.
those are the
Yeah.
that's like the most popular, the easiest to figure out because it doesn't really vary, right?
Yeah.
By time of year or by like when you're born, but like everything else like moves, especially like Mercury, Venus, Mars, they all move very quickly. The other planets of course don't. So like um so yeah, I think everyone knows their sun sign, but there are other things, and each, like I was saying about Mercury, like each planet is sort of governs a certain type of like area of your personality. Like the sun sign is what everybody knows, but that's actually only like kind of a facet, right? It's like the self that you show, right? Like the outward sort of personality that you display, which might be very different from like your internal emotions and workings and things like
All
that.
the little things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't knock it until you really look into it because it's a little bit crazy having.
And if anybody wants to talk to me about it, feel free because I love this stuff. I find it very interesting.
All right, guys, new segment, Kaz's astrology corner.
Kaz's astrology corner.
Well, first, Tristan, we're gonna need your full date of birth and then what time you're born and where you're born. And
yeah,
then
exactly.
we can do the deep phase analysis. I have that whole like chart app thing, but one of my friends and she's like, you know, she's not like a fortune teller. She's like a doctor, right? Like she has like a medical degree and everything, but she's like a big believer in this stuff too. And I sent her my chart and she responded with like a voice recording of all the stuff, what it means. Man, it was a little bit accurate, so let's just put it that way. I was like, all right, do this person next.
Yeah, like I said, it's really interesting because again, it's not like I think a lot of people like to joke about it, like, oh, you can tell the future, and that's not what it is.
No.
It's like
People say that. Oh, that's
yeah.
wild.
Well, I think they used to a lot more,
Yeah.
but it's become a little bit more mainstream. So I think a lot more people are like reading more about it. I feel the same way about like tarot cards. Like it's not a tool to tell the future. It's like to help you learn about yourself, or
I haven't
to help
looked into
you.
that yet, but
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in that. But who knows?
I'm a very woo woo person. So.
Maybe a little witchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I used to like legitimately make fun of people and be like, dude, you're not gonna date a Scorpio. Like, does it really make that big of a difference? Oh boy, Scorpios are pretty wild now. Now that
some people get a little too like invested in it. Again, it's like just like anything else. It's a tool, you know. It is what you sort of make it into and how you use it. It's not something you should be
the people that
over-reliant
like
on.
over rely on it, and I think they only pay attention to the sun signs, and they're like, oh well, I'm a this, so I'm never gonna date someone who's this sign.
Oh
Or
my God,
like,
get over yourself.
oh, we're not compatible, and it's like that's a little silly here.
Yeah, no, that's pretty silly.
I think I'm like willing to just like date any sign, but these days, once I find out, I will look up like what what it means and stuff, and what to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, no, and it's so much more multifaceted, like I said, because like once you, like Caleb, you pointed out, once you do like the whole chart and realize where all the planets are and what they affect and all that sort of things, it's like so nuanced, you know. That's why I find it interesting, just from a personal perspective. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how we got to that topic, but
because Mercury retrograde affected you messing up the podcast. That's how.
Oh, right. Yeah, I blame astrology for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say too. I did get inked up, and I think only Steve predicted it right. It was indeed a Lord of the Rings tattoo. Oh, you can't see it.
You have to try. Yeah, you have to like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see from like the usual angles, but.
I still need to know how you translated it into the Tengwar. It's very important to me.
Why is it important?
Because
Caleb, can you read it?
I can read some, but I'm not fluent.
I mean, yeah, it's a whole nother language.
It is. Yeah, that's why. Because, like I told you in our chat, like I wrote my thesis about Tolkien. I've read every single book. I own it. I have a whole shelf.
What was your thesis topic for?
And the reason I wrote my thesis about Tolkien was because I wanted to talk about world building, right? And how Tolkien is like, and the preemptive like example of that, because the whole reason he created that world was because he was a linguist and he wanted to understand how language would grow and evolve and change, right? So he wrote this entire world and mythology so that he would understand how Elvish got from point A to like point Z, where it is from the beginning of the world to like where it is in Lord of the Rings.
Wait, is he the first?
It's just because he wanted to create a language the most authentic way possible, and that is the nerdiest thing, and I love it so much.
Well, of course, you loved enough to write a whole thesis on it.
Yeah.
Is Tolkien the first person to ever write anything with elves, or were there things related to elves?
Oh, no. Okay. I mean, elves are
it's like part of like
elves are very
stuff too, right?
European sort of mythological fantasy concept.
Gotcha.
The reason that he sort of told the story, like formed the story with the characters and everything that he did, is because as much as he wanted to create the language, he also had a goal of creating like a mythology for England, because he felt like English mythology relied a lot on other cultures that had come, like the ancient people from France and from people from Scotland, Ireland, like all of these melted cultures. And he felt like English didn't have its own sort of mythology, so he wanted to create something that was really ingrained in specifically where he lived and where his family lived and where he grew up and everything. So he did utilize like elves, trolls, that sort of thing. All of those like kind of have a place in other mythologies, but he wanted to use them in his own way to kind of explain it.
I see. I got you.
I see. You can't do this to me because I'll start talking about it forever, and this is tangent number like 2 or 3
All right,
already.
let's get
All
to
right,
this.
no, but what's the astrology of the elves?
They do have their own astrology system, but I'm not going to get into it.
Do they? That's crazy.
I'm not falling for the trap, Tristan.
How do you have like all this room in your brain? Like I feel like you know like lore of like so
because
many
there's
things.
but it's it. Like you're
No,
looking at the maximum content of my brain right now. I can learn nothing new, Kayla.
Well, but the thing is, no, that's fine. I don't even, I'm not expecting you to learn anything new, but it's just you have a lot more other like nerd fandom information that you haven't shared. And I feel like the amount you shouldn't be like, you should be like one of those savants that can't function in daily functions because it's like you have too much other stuff, but you're like also a functioning regular human being, which is crazy.
Regular.
I am very introverted though. It's like, I mean, you've all
Are you
seen me
really?
and met me in like social situations, which I assign like a limited amount of time for, and then I have to be by myself.
Wait, I would have thought you were an extrovert.
Mm-mm.
Oh, maybe you just like maybe like mask it pretty well then.
It's like, again, it's like a compartmentalization thing. It's like
Yeah.
I can be extroverted for this amount of time, but then I have to be by myself for this amount of time.
I can be extroverted for this amount of time as long as Pokemon, Lord of the Rings, or birds are involved.
Right, exactly. Tristan, 100%.
I'm like a little bit different in the sense that I'm definitely extroverted, but I don't like most people, so I don't like. So it's like weird. We're like I don't get burnt out like talking to a lot of people, but it's not like I hate most people or anything like that. I just like there's only like some group of people I really enjoy the company of. So sometimes I'm just like I'm not burnt out from this conversation. I just would rather just go home and just do my own thing because I'm not having the best time. But
yeah, I mean that has a lot to do with it too. It's like I know myself, so I know what the what the limitations are.
Yeah.
And I think I've gotten fairly good at like setting boundaries. Like I will do this, and then I will do this.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
So
Pokemon
or something. I don't know.
Pokemon, yeah. So we have an event, Final Justice. Probably it's the final event, I think, of the Tales of Transformation, Keldeo. So it Resolute form makes its debut.
Mm-hmm.
And you can spend 50 Keldeo candy to change its form. And it'll have a Secret Sword as a new charge attack. Which we don't know the full stats of, right?
There's speculated values, but not. We don't know for sure.
I thought you were saying Sacred Sword. I
was
like,
it's
wait,
Secret.
We already have that Secret
Sword, not Sacred Sword.
Yeah,
it's confusing.
Keldeo has a Sacred Sword, but you didn't know anything about his Secret Sword
because it's a secret.
Yeah, until now.
So this is saying the last part of the seasonal special research story, which we've been working on like since this season started, will be unlocked, and you can use 50 candy to change Keldeo's form. Does that mean we're not getting a new Keldeo here? You just like the ability to change.
Yeah, and so my understanding is the only difference between the two forms is that the form we don't have yet can know the move Secret Sword.
Okay.
Which is speculated to be better than Sacred Sword.
Yeah, if it's worse, then something's wrong, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like
Let's
a mythical does deserve a bit of a better attack.
Yeah. Outside that, nothing else too crazy. You get 2 free raid passes from spinning photo discs during this time, but it's not like
can't you buy another Keldeo?
You can buy the shiny Keldeo.
Or buy a research for the shiny.
Yes.
So Kaz was saying, do we get another one? And you do if you pay.
Yes.
Yeah. How much is this?
About American dollars or the equivalent pricing.
Honestly, but
yeah, I mean it's not bad. I don't think that's I think that's about the same as all the other shiny mythical research.
$8 for shiny mythicals.
$8 for a chance of 12, 13, 14.
That'll be me, baby.
Good thing no one could use a golden bottle cap on this one because we had to use it already. But hey, maybe down the road. I don't know. Yeah, and then just have some like random wild encounters. Nothing too crazy. Hisu and Sneasel though, Anicor, if you listen, maybe you gotta catch some of these too for your.
There's no way he's doing that bet.
Dude, I don't think he's doing. He's pulling the speediest chief. He's just like starting to just like skip out on some bets. You know, he still hasn't done the Bastion for it core, which I did not bring to Vegas, but I did try it out and it was really hard to use.
Oh, there's a field research task encounters. You can get Hisui and Lilligant as a reward.
Oh, that's kind of nice because I never got one.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
which
never
is
raided
really
it.
nice because I actually could not do that raid day. So thank you,
Yeah.
Scopely Niantic.
Yeah, I don't think they're useful for much because I have not seen a single one before.
No.
But that's pretty much
The-
that for that event.
They're useful for dex entry, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Got it in one.
And some maybe low friendship rerolls. Okay, we got community day, and boy, am I looking forward to this one. Saturday 6th to Sunday.
Caleb
December 7th.
still needs his Florges with chilling water.
That's ready.
Me too. So
Yeah. Hey, I will say, I'll talk more about this when we get to Championship Series. I did not lose to anyone with the Florges. That's not what cooked me.
important distinction.
Yeah. Shadow My Yana, different story. Anyway, okay, so this is just like the encore edition of Community Day for this year. And
Like we said last
year's
week, all
stuff.
the birds are on the same day.
Yes.
Yeah, so on Saturday, it's Carablast, Shelmet, Vanillite, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Palmy, which legitimately is just like, this is the day I could just completely skip. But
yeah, I feel like Skeledirge is the only decent one there, and the rest of those are pretty not.
But yeah,
great.
you're not even running Blastburn with Skeledirge. Like you run Torch Stall, so you don't even need the Community Day move.
But I do need the candies. So.
For Master League Premier, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. And then on Sunday, December 7th, these are all 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., by the way. Solosis, all the Flabebe. But the Flabebe are only in your respective region, though. So just the respective color.
It's the same as the original community.
Yeah. I was going to say that is the way it
Pikapek,
was.
which is funny because we never even had Pikapek Community Day yet, but it is coming.
No, what's funny is Pikapek Community Day is on the 30th of November, and this event is literally 1 week later.
Yeah.
Wait, it's I thought it was 2 weeks later. It's only 1 week later.
No,
it is literally.
So you
1
can
week.
also skip the Pikapek Community Day if you want, because you'll have the makeup one a week later.
Kaz won't be skipping that. She needs her bird.
I will not. I must have.
Jamo, Rookity, and Quaxley.
Yeah, Sunday is so much better than Saturday. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is, but not that much better. But it is a little bit better. And then you can also, obviously kind of white and orange for baby. Last 10 minutes of each hour between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. You can also catch Machop, Eevee, Totodile, Ralts. I guess they're like the community
classics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of event bonuses. So evolve Eevee into Espeon Umbreon after 1 kilometer to buddy, which makes things easier. Sylveon 7 hearts instead of whatever the usual is. Floette, not Flabebe.
This is the important one for you.
Don't be like me. It's 7 hearts with your Floette to evolve the Florges with Chilling Water.
That is,
Flabebe
the middle
not
form.
going to help you at all. If you get 7 hearts, 1,000,000 hearts, they ain't going to do nothing for you, right? So just keep that in mind. And then Palmy into Palma is 1 kilometer, as Palma is your buddy. And 2 times XP for catching, 2 times XP for Stardust, half hatch, egg distance, all the random.
Oh, so it's like all the like individual community day bonuses are rolled into one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Well, because normally it rotates where one community is XP and then the next is Stardust.
Oh yeah. But I feel like every December is like this. It's like the 2 times stuff. Sometimes I feel like we have 3 times even. But
maybe.
I was gonna say I'm kind of surprised it's not all 3 times since this is supposed to be like the amalgamation.
Yeah,
because they really need to motivate people to play to catch some Carablast and Shelmet and Vanillite. So
you gotta up the stakes.
Bunch of feature attacks. So you got the Machamp one with Payback, Eevee. I mean, all the evolution ones like Scald for people. I'm not gonna read through all of them. You can
look it up to see what you need.
Yeah, I mean, all of these.
Good.
All of these are the ones that they learned on their community days.
Yeah. But it's not all right. So I'm just gonna go over to the ones that they do cover. But obviously, of the ones we had, right?
I think it's all the community days from this year and last year is usually how they do it. Also for bonuses we have.
It's actually only all the Pokemon we just covered. So anything that we didn't mention is not available for evolution.
Yeah, this does not seem
It doesn't
to
go
include
that. It doesn't go that far back.
previous Pokemon
Okay.
like from past years,
All
which
right.
I mean, it makes sense because like the longer this keeps going on,
Yeah,
that
it's
becomes a
literally
little-
just this past year plus
Yeah.
the throwback communities or whatever the classics, because I'm counting it out. There's like only
Mhm.
like 16 or something. So it's
Okay.
definitely not 2 years worth.
And then
yeah.
the other bonuses we have is there's an additional special trade and 50% Stardust for trades. So
that's okay. I kind of like when they had like 2 years worth of evolution stuff or exclusive moves, but I mean, I'm not really sure on Elite TMs, but yeah, it's just
they've also been giving us more evolution options for exclusive moves in general.
Yeah,
like we had that like ZA event where you could get the couple, and then like there was a handful. There was a handful of moves with the wild area event we just had. Granted,
wait, there were moves for the wild area event? Which ones?
Nothing that good.
Oh, okay.
It was like, I think it was like some of the ones where you don't even want the moves. Mostly.
Oh, okay. Like a Clodsire maybe?
Yeah, I think it was Clodsire. It was let me see if I can find it.
Usually
it was like Wild Charge, Galarian Rapidash, Synchronized Gardevoir, Brutal Swing Absol, Earth Power Garchomp, Drain Punch Beware, Obstruct Obstagoon, and Frenzy Plant Meowscarada.
Which those were Community Day moves or Raid Day moves that were introduced like previously. Which is the way that the wild area worked last year as well, with like the mighty Pokemon in particular. Is that you would catch them and they'd have their special move.
Yeah, but it was like some of them, like the Drain Punch Beware is like kind of hot garbage, and like
that for now, but you don't know.
Maybe it'll be buffed in December.
Don't say anything about my shiny costume. Beware.
Oh, you got one? Nice.
I did from the research. Yeah, that was like the best thing that I caught. I didn't. That and the Hundo Mighty Honchkrow. That I didn't really get anything else good. So.
Guys, I finally got a shiny Murkrow.
What?
Whoa. Wait, was Murkrow even spawning?
It's been 84 years?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Oh, yeah, I guess it was spawning for the mighty event.
It was literally my 3,851st encounter.
Wow.
Nice. Wait, but it wasn't shiny? Yeah, probably not since the shiny. He means in total, right?
In total, yeah. I don't know.
You can't really track it.
Yeah,
it's hard to track.
Like there was definitely some before the shiny was released, but also the shiny was released a long time ago too.
Yeah, so. Like at least 1,000 of those were not.
It was it was like crazy long time ago. Because I remember when it was introduced, I wanted it so bad and did not find it.
You found it now, though, right?
Yes, I have one now.
Probably a couple years.
I actually got a shiny somehow. And this wasn't. There was like not even an event or anything, but I remember it how crazy it was. I actually got a shiny Swablu like before. This was before it had a community day as well, and a shiny Murkrow like back to back while I was just walking down the neighborhood street with some friends. I was like, "What happened?" The birds know me and appreciate me, and I appreciate them.
Yeah. That is your MO.
Speaking of birds.
Speaking of birds, yes, let's talk about this event. So it's Dynamax Lugia. It's coming up. And
I feel like it's going to be a hard one because like the Dynamax legendaries are usually tough anyways because it's only 4-person lobbies. And then Lugia is like a very bulky Pokemon.
So tanky. It's not fair.
Like we all know like how much
like ready.
Like we all know how much like harder like Lugia raids are than a lot of the other legendaries. So I feel like
at least
Dynamax Lugia is going to be rough.
Yeah, but at least we do have some better counters for it. Because I remember when they released the Dynamax legendary birds from Kanto, like we didn't have any like hard counters to them in Dynamax yet to use. But at least now we have a lot more options.
Yeah.
So hopefully it helps.
It's the usual event bonuses. This is on November 29th to the 30th, so 2 days.
Wait, is that the same weekend as Community Day?
Yes. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Bird weekend.
Maybe that's a good time to do it because you could do
Kaz's Bird Weekend extravaganza.
Somebody in charge of like the calendar is also a fan of birds, because this is not the first time that there have been synchronicities, okay?
Look, I don't think they're in charge of the calendar, but I do know that Kestrel works for Niantic and is a big fan of birds too.
Yes, because there was another event they had that featured like birds, like all the like Pidgey, Starly, P-Dub, that sort of thing, and it was actually on World Migratory Bird Day, and I was like,
oh,
somebody knows, and they need to be my friend.
Yeah. Hey, if any you Scopely people listen out there, blink twice. Just you. Oh, you work for Scopely too?
Yeah, I'm blinking. It's the signal. It's our signal.
Or the bird signal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
so
it's kind of a standard max battle day. Just keep in mind that it's a Dynamax, not a
G-Max. The whole weekend.
Okay, right. But yeah, it's only 4-person lobbies, so just keep that in mind.
I do it just for like the candies, honestly, but
candies are, I guess, if you still need a good Lugia, which I honestly do. But
I got my Shundo. We good.
But you don't have a Shundo Dynamax Lugia.
You're right. I do not. Hey, don't speak into existence, Tristan. Right? Because I have a Hundo Palkia Origin with Spatial Ren with the LA background. I got a Hundo without Spatial Ren, so I have the Fire Blast, and I made both. And then who knew they would gift me a Shundo as well, and I don't even have the candies for it. So
yeah, well, the good thing about
speaking to existence.
Well, the good thing, honestly, I think it's good for you, because if you had a Shundo,
because they would know. They would know which one's the Fire Blast one. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Maybe what I'll do with the Shundo one is I'll run it with Spatial Rend and Fire Blast. But then people will know that. It's just like, hey, wait.
But why not both?
No, because I've lost to people massively with both. I'm just like, bro, like you just do Spatial Rend, and then now they threw a Fire Blast in my Zacian. Like I just quit instantly the moment. Like, how do you one shot two things, right, with the same Pokemon with two different type coverage? But yeah, because the Dragon Breath just rework it's so nutty from Master League. It's crazy. Like Ho doesn't beat Dialga anymore, even if they don't base. Because they just go straight Thunder or Roar Time, and they get to it before you get to two Sacred Fires and a Brave Bird.
Very sad.
Yeah. So.
Bird in shambles.
The bird is in shambles. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking like, how am I losing this? I'm pretty sure this is a counter, and then it hit me like after the battle. I was like, wait, hold on, I forgot they reworked Dragon Breath, so it's like charging super fast now.
Yeah,
it's because it's not like the Dragon Breath damage originally did anything. So to the whole matchup, but
yeah, Ho's pretty bulky.
Okay, well, that's it for our events leading into December. Let's talk about Go Battle League briefly. Nothing too crazy besides the fact that Shadows are not banned in the Championship Series Cup.
How hard is it? How hard is it?
Is this
really?
Still eligible? Let me check real quick.
Yes,
it's over 24 hours, like just over 24 hours. That's really That's really weird.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't understand why.
Also,
every time.
Apparently, Histolian Zoroark is banned when it's not supposed to be as well.
Yeah,
that's like what is happening.
I mean, that just saves someone from losing Elo, I guess, so it's not too bad. But
I'm like, it's just crazy because it's like you guys did this to yourselves. How? Like, why is it impossible for you to get it right?
All right, I mean, it's a fantastic question that we're all wondering.
I was so mad when I was doing my first sets yesterday because I kept encountering like Shadow Charizard after Shadow Charizard after Shadow Charizard. I was like, insubordinate.
Oh, yeah.
Churlish.
Screenshot them all and name and shame them, That's but yeah, Shadow Duster was stupid annoying too. I was like, dude, like this shouldn't even be in this cup. But
yeah, honestly, I've been using Shadow Duster. It's pretty good.
Oh, you're part of the problem, Tristan. What's your Elo at? This man.
How dare you?
You better be at like $29.99 or something, to skirt the rules, right?
I mean,
what do you?
I'm not that high, but I just hit expert and I was at like 25. I was at 2,500. I think.
You better do your sets ASAP after this podcast recording because who knows what?
Oh, my set's already done for the day.
That's why he's like, yo, I gotta get the Shadow Dust. The moment midnight hit, he'd be like, yo, I'm gonna get the Shadow Dust more sets in as soon as I can. I mean, it does make a pretty big difference, right? Like,
yeah.
He's like, oh, I know. Dude, he said yeah before he even finished the sentence. That's how confident he was. Anyway, I guess Scopely try to fix it, but maybe for some people like our co-hosts, they're okay with the slow adjustment. I will say I did queue into a lot of people that are like going to LAIC, like Axon and Doombug and stuff, and they all look like they were. I mean, they weren't using shadows, obviously, but like I think they're obviously doing a lot of this cup to like practice for the meta, which I think is kind of smart. So honestly, this is it's really cool though what they're doing for what it's worth. So I know like
that's
some crap,
that's why it's unfortunate that shadows have been allowed, is because the people that are trying to practice aren't getting as good of practice. But like I do agree, I like what they've done, because it's like people competing can practice in GBL leading up to it, but also like people that are watching the broadcast can be like, oh, these Pokemon look fun, and then they can go queue into GBL with their, you know, a Rangaroo or their Turtonator or whatever else it may be.
Well, I think the reverse is also true. People who play GBL and enjoy it but have never tuned into a Play Pokemon broadcast might legitimately be like, oh, this is what they're doing at this actual tournament. Like, let me tune in and see.
My only feedback for this whole thing is to change the name of the cup, because it's called like Championship Series Cup, and like you don't know how many random people, like when I'm streaming or my patrons, are like, what is this, right? Because the name doesn't lend to anything on what the meta would be. And I think because usually the Championship Series is just Open Great League, they're even more confused, because that's I would say if you say Championship Series Meta Cup, I would just think it's Open Great League, right? If I didn't know about this stuff ahead of time. And so instead of like a one-time meta that we've never done, right?
Especially since, I mean, right now, LAIC is the only occurrence of this particular meta in the Championship Series that we know of.
And it hasn't even happened yet, so how would people even know, right?
That's exactly.
If you're not going, right, or you don't pay attention to stuff.
I think I agree with you. I think that them not giving it some sort of official name, which we know they can do because they do that for metas all the time. You know, it seems like a really sort of odd choice.
Yeah, I think if it was called like the LAIC Cup or something, it would have made more sense and been a little more clear. I agree with that for sure. Yeah. I will say it's been a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun I've had playing GBL in quite a while.
You did not play Flying Cup then, because Flying Cup was the real
Flying Cup was a while ago.
Flying Cup was a real sauce. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know. I'm just messing. Yeah, I would say so. Like some of the old metas I enjoyed a lot, like Halloween Cup, which just like was straight degen this time around because it was like Mud Slappers are out of control. But
well, actually, I didn't even play Halloween, but that's what I heard, anyways.
Yeah, it was good on the first day, and then it got worse.
Yeah, I heard there was like I heard there was like a bunch of Wigglytuff and a bunch of Mud Slap.
It was Wigglytuff double like Mud Slapper every time.
Yeah, and that used to be like one of the best cups for sure.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely didn't enjoy it as much this time around as I have previously. That being said, though, I did find a good team that wasn't entirely degenerate.
For Halloween Cup or LAIC?
For Halloween Cup.
Wait, what was it?
That was really good, that I got really high with. Like I got to the cusp of expert, but then like I lost it all in jungle.
Yeah, Jungle Cup meta was kind of
guys, yesterday they finally updated the blog post with the remix.
Oh yeah.
Wait, but there's not going to be another remix, right?
No, but they just remix was like 5 weeks ago.
Dude, someone Scopely, their yearly reviews coming up, be like, "Oh, I got to edit this before my review."
Well, it was
it's literally that meme, like this never happened.
Well, they also finally put in the blog post the like rock and dark type bands for the Championship Series Cup. Because those weren't on there either.
Dude, it's just comical. Because I mean, these are like, I'm not trying to make fun of people because I don't even know who's doing this, but like, I'm just imagining some random, person at the company, and it's just like been on their to-do list, and finally they're like, "Hey, I finally got through my emails. Let me go through my to-do list." And like, "Oh shoot, I should probably edit this." Do you think people will notice? I don't know. We'll just throw it on there just in case.
Did anybody notice this? No? Okay.
Apparently Tristan and other people did. So
I will say, it's been interesting because, like, I mean, a lot of the community has been playing this meta in, Show 6, whether it be Battle Frontier or Devon, or now they're starting it in Gym Breakers too. And it's interesting how, like, obviously, like, there's a lot of the same top Pokemon, right? Like a lot of Turtonator and Oranguru and stuff. But I've actually seen a lot more variety in the GBL version too. I've seen like way more Metacham. I've seen
I saw Fearow. I saw 2 Fearow.
I've seen some
there are way more.
I've seen some Talonflames, and I've seen Skeledirge, Alolan Marowak. I actually got kind of cooked by like a Hexalolan Marowak. It was kind of annoying for whatever I was running at the time.
See, because I tried running Fearow like in the Battlefront tier the first week, and I was like, you know what? As much as I love this bird, I'm not sure it has like a whole lot of play. And then as soon as I started playing the GBL version, I saw Fearow like every other team, and I was like, okay, I see how it is.
I also think like stuff like Alolan Raichu has more play in the GBL version too. Like it's like, I mean, we know it a lot, right? Like, I mean, obviously like Bastiodon's had some success in the championship series for sure, but like compare how often you see a Bastiodon in GBL to in Show 6, right? It's a similar thing where certain Pokemon do better in that blind show.
Tristan Dunbar, the blind format being better and more variety. He's like, yeah, of course, because you're using the Shadow Dusknoir too. That you can't even use that in Show 6.
No, it's true. I mean, we see this trend a lot. How GBL just, I think people are more willing to experiment. You know, more willing to branch out.
Well, it's just like the haphazard things work better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is actually a great transition.
Because you can't plan for everything. Whereas in Battlefront tier, the Show 6 allows you to kind of like, and Battlefront tier track stats, so you can kind of see week to week which Pokemon are being used. And according to the statistic, like the spreadsheet, you know, there's literally 3 Pokemon that have been the number, like the top 3 Pokemon the entire time.
Oh, I forgot. I saw some. Wait, does Trevenant get like Sucker Punch or something?
I think it does. I think.
I think I fought like.
Was it Sucker? Or maybe I'm thinking of Cacturn.
Cacturn definitely does.
Yeah,
but no, I fought some Trevenant with whatever the dark move is though. The fast move.
Is it Feint Attack?
The Feint Attack is an awful move. I don't know. I don't think so, right? It is. Sucker Punch. It's Sucker Punch.
Yeah, I fought some.
Trevenant gets Sucker Punch.
Oh,
yeah, I fought some like. Yeah, people are running like Sucker Punch, Foul Play, Seed Bomb, Trevenant because it can like hit the Oranguru and stuff. But then it was funny because I was running Togetic for a bit, and so they were throwing Foul Plays at my Togetic, and I was like, "This is not good for you."
Oh, honey, no.
Sucker Punch, yeah, I mean it does more damage than Shadow Claw, even for non-stab.
Well, and especially when like the main psychic type is Oranguru, which is resist ghost anyways. Like I see why they were doing it, but like I saw wild stuff like that. I saw some people running like Decidueye, like Galarian Rapidash. Like there was like, again, some of it is people just running random stuff, but like you do see a lot more things see play in the GBL version, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, for sure. There's way more Drampa too in the GBL version.
And I haven't fought a single Drampa.
I haven't seen one of those either. But
I am not where you two are.
Well, I
had to recover.
I started playing some Mega Master League after a while because I was just like getting kind of tired of it.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. That's also a fun option. It's nice to have like 2 options that are like fun and good at the same time.
Yeah, it'll be nice if they're always fun, but we can't.
No promises.
Like that, yeah. Okay, so I mean, this is kind of a good transition. We're talking about things that have more play in GBL, but maybe not Show 6, dude. All right, let's talk about the Championship Series because I was obviously at Vegas. I didn't do so hot, obviously, because you did not see.
Are we talking about Vegas first?
Yeah, let's talk about Vegas first.
Okay.
Let's talk about Vegas.
Huh?
Let's talk about Caleb's Vegas first.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that much to talk about, right? But anyway, so the team I originally went in with did really well in practice tournaments, or like the last practice tournament I played with Diggersby, Altaria, Galarian Corsa, Annihilate, Credility, Bastiodon. I was feeling pretty good. Triple week to Annihilate, right? With Bastiodon, Diggersby, Credility, didn't lose a single game to any Shadow Annihilate teams, like legitimately. Because everyone always falls for the bait. They always bring Annihilate. So I just bring Galarian Corsa, Altaria, and my own Annihilate. And they can't do nothing, right? They're just like, shoot, like, what is this, right? And they're getting read like a book. But I show up on Friday night to Vegas, right? I'm grabbing dinner with some like the SoCal Swabble people and some of my locals. And like, yo, like, you ready for Wigglytuff? I was like, what you mean? He's like, well, a lot of these top players are bringing Wigglytuff, is what I heard, right? Or like they saw in practice tournaments. I was like, really? And a lot of them have Wigglytuff Annihilate core. I was like, dude, Annihilate's impossible for me to play if I can't bring these three, because if they bring Wigglytuff plus Annihilate, I can't beat their team, right? Because the Wigglytuff just beats all my other three things that beat Annihilate, right? My own Annihilate, Altaria, and Corsola. And then the only way I could beat the Wigglytuff is I bring a Credillia or Bastion, but then I'm already weak to Annihilate, right? So I was like, and just being triple weak to Wigglytuff as in general is just such a bad idea. Plus, like, it has plenty to Diggersby, right? So like, yeah, I have the Credillia and the Bastion, but like, the odds are in their favor. They get a good line.
Well, and like, if Wiggly gets some energy, it can still ice you in the
Credillia.
Like,
it's not like I walled it off.
Really
that matchup is with the Charm rework.
Yeah,
like, the matchup's not as clean for Credillia.
No, it's not. It really is not. Yeah. So because of that, I'm panicking. So Friday night after dinner, I changed my team. I'm trying to change it back and forth to all these things. I end up changing it to something like fairly different. Like I had a Corviknight, like a Shadow Malamar on there, a Gastrodon, which I didn't originally have. I swapped out like 3 of my Pokemon, and maybe it was an okay team, but I had one best of 3 rep with it, and that was it. I played against Ash, who was like in the same hotel as me, and I beat him. But he was like half asleep, and he was like kind of gassing me up. He's like, yeah, man, this Shadow Malamar is too good. Yeah, you got to run this. I was like, all right. I was like, I haven't got time to scream at anyone else. Everyone's asleep or whatever. So I lock it in, and I just didn't have enough practice with it. I don't know. It might have been an okay team, but I just didn't have enough practice with it.
I mean, in your defense, there are a lot of Wigglytuff that went into
a ton.
Like, the top 16.
Yeah. So if I went, like, part of me was thinking, like, should I have just run my original team and just gambled it because I had practice on it? But like, I don't know. I don't think I would have done any better with it, because then I just like run into people with Wigglytuff. I'm just like cooked, right? So
yeah.
So I think I was caught in a tough position either way, but I just didn't make that meta adjustment that everyone else was. And I guess I could have run my own Wigglytuff as well, but like, it's just, I didn't have as much. I'm not going to like copy someone else's like theoretical team.
You just got to run that Wigglytuff Bastion encore. You ran it in Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, because Ash was trying to convince me to run it back, but I was just like, dude, what if I run to Tinkaton? Like, this team's like unplayable, right? There weren't really much Tinkaton though, so maybe I
was gonna say, I don't see a single.
I know K-Pine brought a Tinkaton, but that was about it. But yeah, he barely missed out on day 2. I mean, he loves Tinkaton, so it makes sense. But yeah, there's not a lot of Tinkaton. I win my first match, and it was still pretty close, but I was able to try and flip switch in both games and win it. And then my second round opponent was Firestar. Best like performing American at
Firestar's
Worlds, right?
good.
Dude, I know his seeding's like not like accurate at all. So he was like, I think I was 4th seed, he was 6th seed or something. And then the winner of that match plays Pocket next. And I was like, bro, this is gonna be like and that's just the semifinals for me. That's not even the finals. I was stuck in Group A. I hate Group A because all the best seeds of the seeds are there. The best 1 seed is in that group. The best 2 seeds in that group. Like, it's just, I wish they did. I wish I like seeding for what it's worth, but I wish they did snake seeding. So like, it should be like, okay, the number 1 seed of the whole tournament is in Group A. Understandable, right? They got to be somewhere, right? But it should be, if there's 8 groups, the 8th best 2nd seed should also be in Group A. It should be also, now here's the best 2nd seed, here's the best 3rd seed. Somehow Firestar's the best 6th seed, which makes no sense, right? Like, he should be way higher than that. But get this, though. His team was stupid weak to Bastion. He had triple flyers, Shadow Talonflame, Altaria, Corviknight. Corviknight's not that bad into Bastion, but it's still, like, not bad, right, for the Bastion. Credillia, Acid Credillia, too, so not even Bullet Seed. Shadow Mighty Yena, and then Unova Sunfisk. I was like, oh, this is free for Bastion. So I lead.
Sunfisk is the only counter, really.
Yeah, the Corviknight's not bad, and the Mighty Yena's not bad, but they're not really like true answers. I bring Bastion game 1, the lead. I win it. He actually made it really close, despite the fact that he had like my Gastrodon on his Unova Sunfisk. And I'm just thinking like, okay, there's no way he doesn't bring Unova Sunfisk back again for game 2, especially with my Bastion be that out of control. So I bench the Bastion, thinking I'm making like the 5-head play. I bring Shadow Malamar, I bring Gastrodon, I bring what was my last? Oh, Credillia, right? 2 really hard answers, and then like a pretty neutral answer in Malamar. Dude, the guy leads Shadow Mighty Yena and has an Altaria and Corviknight in the back. He didn't even bring Unova Sunfisk. I was like, what is this? Like, if I let Bastion here, you're probably cooked, right? Although Shadow Mighty Yena is actually not that bad. But I did it.
Didn't.
Because who does that, right? Down a game.
I mean, you did make the 5-head play. You just 5-headed yourself.
Yeah.
I was playing 3D chess and this man was playing 4D chess. And so I lose game 2. And then game 3, I was like, and here's the thing, right? Dude, the Shadow Mighty N is so annoying. It's got Poison Fang. And it's got Crunch. In the first game, he takes out I throw a super power from Malmar and this dip out to Credilli. Because this team was really weak to Credilli, right? It's triple flyers plus Shadow Mighty N and his own Credilli, Unova Sunfist. The Credilli was stupid free too. Like in my mind, I had a massive team comp advantage into him. I come in Credilli, he throws a move. I don't want to get hit by Crunch because I know it's safe. It's Poison Fang. Next Poison comes through. I'm not going to shield again. Does like half my health, right? I lose that game. Game 3, I lead Gastrodon into his Shadow Mighty N. Again, I'm expecting the Unova Sunfist, so I bring the Malmar and the Credilli again, right? And of course, this time he did bring the Unova Sunfist because, obviously how weak he was Sebastian in game 2. I figured he would at least make that adjustment and think I would. But I didn't fall for it. But I go Gastrodon into Mighty N. He throws a move. I'm like, I don't want to shield the Poison Fan my Gastrodon. It's Crunch. Almost one-shots my Gastrodon. Legitimately. I was like, bro, what the heck? I come in Credilli. He throws a move. I have 2 shields. He says 1. It's like, he's going to bait me again, right? Like the last time. No. Go straight Crunch. I have like almost no health on the Credilli. And now I have a Malmar trying to 1v2 a Corviknight Knight and a Unova Sunfist. There's just no way, right? I was like, dude, this is it. But okay, so here, because I talked about this when we were talking about the T topic from like a week or 2 ago when Tauntaun, Batuse, and Potamon were complaining about the meta, right? And I even said, I was like, look, at first I thought their complaints were a little bit like crazy because it's like, this is such a good meta. There's so many things to play. But then I later came around to it during that episode. I was like, honestly, it's probably not the best meta because there are so many things that have play, which is really fun to watch as a viewer, as a commentator, as a spectator. But when you're team building for it, it is a freaking nightmare because I'm sitting here thinking like, how do I cover for this? Even if you told me I had to go back and play this tournament again tomorrow, I'm not going to build my team around a Shadow Mighty N or a Thievul, right? Like, because like those are so less likely for me to see, but they're like random things that just roll my team, right? If I don't have like I don't really have an answer to that besides maybe Shadow Annihilate, but I'm still taking a ton of damage from that too. So I completely get the complaints now. And again, the players that perform well in these tournaments are always going to be good players, but I think there's going to be also a lot of good players that don't perform as well as they usually do because they just get core broken by the most random stuff, and you just can't cover for every core anymore because too many things at play. Which, again, I don't know what the remedy is because, like, if you told me this like a year ago or even a month ago, like, yo, would you complain about meta if it was too wide and everything had play? I'm like, no, that sounds like the best time.
The thing is, I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, wow. I mean, it's annoying to team build for. I totally agree with that.
You tell me when you play your first tournament and a Thievul's cooking you, right?
I mean,
I totally
just to play the bait game better is all it comes down to.
I totally get that it's annoying to build for, and it can feel bad, like when you're not performing the way you expect to, based on sort of the previous consistency, but it's also, like you said, it's more fun to watch, and it's more.
So I guess the important thing is what's more important for a meta to be good, or for it to be more fun to watch.
But it's also still fun to play because you can't build for everything, but you can utilize a lot more Pokemon than you previously could.
Man,
look, we almost have an entirely unique top like 15
so
Pokemon on the teams
I need to point out the irony here. Caleb's the guy running Bastion complaining about random core breakers.
No, I know. I get it because Bastion used to be the random core, but Bastion's different because it's like stat product is crazy high, right? So like that's just like a random core breaker that's really hard to use, but it's like a very, like on paper, it in the right situation, it does look good. Dude, on paper, what is Shadow Mighty N even ranked? It's not even like you would not think it has play, but dude, Firestar made that thing look absolutely broken. And I mean, it's ranked 196. You know how crazy that is? Like the Shadow. That's crazy. Yeah. Like it's just like stuff like that in the past would never have play, right? And again, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. But like I think the best people to comment on this are people that actually play in a lot of tournaments, right? And again, I'm not saying I didn't have win cons. I had win cons against Firestar, right? So it's not even just that. But it's just I get why people are saying like they can't cover for everything. And like forget my experience, right? Because I probably maybe could have done better if I just actually practiced my team. But the other thing that I kind of find a little bit annoying right now in this meta, but again, from a viewer, it's so much more fun to watch, is it feels like every regional you're chasing the meta. Like, I feel like it's like almost GBL where like, oh my gosh, everyone's bringing Shadow Sister, or maybe I switch my lead up to like a Talonflame because everyone's throwing Shadow Sister. You're like trying to chase like what the meta currently is. That's what it feels like in Championship Series right now. You're constantly making little adjustments because this is a very different meta than Brisbane and Gdansk, right?
Yeah.
And like, because people made like the adjustment.
I know it's annoying to build for, but honestly, I'd rather have that than have it be predictable.
I feel like,
right?
Well, okay,
I feel like there's some parallels to like VG though. Like VG, like I mean, I don't know VG a ton, but like you look at the top usage graphic and like there's usually like the Incineroar and the Rillaboom and like some of the Urshifu sometimes like the Ursaluna, whatever. But like I think whatever the last European regional was, like a Rabombi one. Like there's like, again, there's still a lot of Pokemon, and
yeah, but it wasn't like all the top players were using Rabombi, right? It was one person that had a Rabombi. I think like right now, if you look at like Vegas, a lot of people had Wigglytuff, a lot of people had Scizor. That was a right meta read, right? It's not, I'm not blaming them. That's good on them, right?
Yeah,
but it was a good meta read for what the adjustment people made.
I mean, I do think
the only Pokemon across like the top 3 teams, there's only one shared Pokemon, and
no, I know, but you're focusing on the top 3 though. But if you look at the top 16, there's a lot more consistent trends, right?
You're not going to get a totally unique top 16. That's almost statistically impossible.
Well, no, I'm not saying there is. No. The point I'm making is that you'll see a decently, like at least at the top performing teams, a decent meta shift from every tournament to tournament, right?
Yeah.
Which
sure.
If you are behind that curve and you don't make that read, your chances of success are much lower, right? Like if you look at the people that didn't, like obviously a lot of players make day 2, right? But if you look at people that didn't make day 2, right? Like Elam, Beelzeboy, right? Elites, like it was just like, whoa, what, right? But it's because my guess is, I don't know what teams they ran. I know Beelzeboy had a Melmetal on his team, but like my guess is they didn't make the right meta read, right? Which maybe that's part of it, like I'm not complaining to complain or anything. Like I don't, it's actually like it's my own fault that I didn't do well, right? I'm not even blaming any meta stuff like that, but I do think that in my mind there's something to be said where if you make the wrong meta read and you can't perform because your team just has no relevance in that meta, is like it doesn't feel great, right? Like in my mind, you know what it is? I think if all Pokemon had a lot of play, right, then the meta would be really good if all teams have a lot of play. But that's just not how it is, right? If you look at 6 versus 6, sometimes like Rise played really well, in my opinion, in this tournament because I felt like he had no play into Doombug's team, right? He just couldn't even bring his Galarian Moltres, which means that he could not bring a true answer to Doombug's Galarian Corsola, which is kind of a nightmare to deal with, as given how bulky. It's like not having an answer to Azumarill, right? Or like a Registeel, like it's just like such a pain, or a Bastion even, right? But like same thing. Z's Wise for Steiner. Like I felt like Z's Wise had so little play into Steiner's team, but he still made it super close, right? And he even won a series, right? But like it's just like it's very lopsided sometimes when some of these matchups happen. Or like Rise versus Rockhaven. I was like, dude, Rise must have been rooting for Rockhaven to beat Doombug and lose finals, because I know that he would have a way easier time. Like I don't think Rockhaven can ever beat Rise in a best of 5, let alone 2 best of 5s, right? Just because the comp disadvantage. So I think like a lot of things at play, but the way the teams are structured, I think there's so many situations where you just don't have play into your opponent's team, which is like, I kind of get why Podamon and like Tauntaun were like, dude, if you just face this random, it's not specifically just one core breaker, but it's a core breaker that's set up with the rest of the team that you just can't do anything, right? Which, that's in my mind, that's what makes it not so good of a meta. I don't think it's the worst meta by any means. I actually have a tweet bookmark from Axon because he talked about it too. He said, finish 5th at Vegas, probably one of my funnest tournaments to date. Great start to my season, but man, this meta sucks, in all caps. And okay, so someone actually responded. He was like, as a new player, what makes this meta frustrating? He said, so much fast attack pressure, very few truly flexible mons. Let's say any meta that forces me into using Wigglytuff is beyond repair. obviously he's using Wigglytuff, right? But there were a lot of people that use Wigglytuff. There's a lot of fast attack pressure team with like Mud Slappers, Shadow, like Dusknoir with Astonish, right? Like there's a lot of that kind of stuff too, even though you have like Altari that like shifts the frame a little bit. Look, that's the world champion saying, not me, that's all I'm going to say. But having played in the meta in 2 tournaments, right? And both tournaments have like kind of completely different meta since then, and playing a lot of GPL too. Like I kind of get the sentiment now, but that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. I just disagree. I think it's way more flexible than we've ever seen, and I'd rather have that than watch the same 3 Pokemon always on the stream,
Well, I get, but that's 2 different things, right? The meta could be flexible and it could be fun to watch with a lot of variety. The meta could also be pretty inflexible, but also have a lot of variety on stream. I think it's the latter. I don't think it's like, it's the way I pick my words has to be very careful because it could be very misleading what I'm saying right now. It's flexible in the sense that like a lot of things at play, but the problem is like if you make the wrong meta read or you don't have the answer to this one random core breaker that you just absolutely cannot cover for because you only have 6 Pokemon and you can't cover everything, then it's just it's just GG's for you, right? Which kind of a bad feeling. I don't know. Like I feel like Worlds this past year wasn't based on like strong meta reads because you saw quite a bit of variety, right? Some people had Galarian Moltres, some people had, Mandibuzz, some people didn't have Cordilli, right? Some people had different Mud Slappers, some people had Digger Speed, right? Like there was a lot of flexibility and it seemed like everyone had like a little bit of play into everyone's team for the most part, right? Again, I didn't play in it myself, so like maybe I'm misinformed there, but like we saw like Toadscrew, and like Shadow Sableye, right, at Worlds. And yeah, those are kind of core breakers too, but like they had some play, right? But I think this meta is, for what it's worth, I enjoyed the season, right? So I'm not like trying to complain on it, whatever, but I think people don't fully understand that it's not the best meta, right? Just because a lot of things at play. Look, I think something really cool that something like a Shadow Mighty in like the almost like the 200 rankings can do well and kind of cook you, right? I think that's a cool concept. I just think that I think the other frustration is there's not enough. The skill ceiling for this game is not high enough. Like too many people are at the top of it. And I'm not even saying myself, right? But a lot of players are, and like the littlest thing that goes wrong can just like completely change things around.
I mean, isn't a meta read part of the skill ceiling and like important skill?
It is in a way, but I think that's one that you could use your external resources, and depending on how resource you are compared to other players can go a long way, right? Like if you have a lot of scrim partners, if you talk like meta stuff with a lot of top tier players, if you do a lot of practice tournaments, right? Like I think like it's not friendly for people that don't have those connections to do as well. That's part of every game though, right? I know TCG has that a lot, right? VG probably as well too. So that's fine. But because of how impactful a correct meta read is, I think it can really change things. Like for me, I admit it, right? Like for Pittsburgh, I made a good meta read that Bastion was going to be good. Like Bastion wasn't that good in Vegas for this. I mean, Rockhaven did get third with it, but I don't think Bastion was like that good for this tournament. But Bastion was really good for Pittsburgh, right? And part of me like making day 2 was probably because I made that meta read correctly, and that was fine, right? But and this time around, I mean, maybe I had a okay read. I don't know. I just didn't practice the team, so it's a whole different story. But I do think that it's, again, relying on external factors, and you can always say like, well, that's the player's onus to like build those connections, put in the time, try to network, whatever. Maybe that's the case. I don't know like what's fair, what's not, whatever. It's not like they did anything illegal by scrimming people and talking strategies with like exclusively their friends or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is I don't think this is the best meta by any means, despite the fact that it's probably the widest meta we've ever seen. They could be 2 mutually exclusive things and both be true. But anyway, let's talk about the actual like tournament results because I think it was interesting. So we had ourselves another showdown between Rise to Occasion and Doombug, which I think according to Rise is like they're they faced each other off in like on the official circuit 12 times by now. They're 6-6, I think. According to Rise, I actually don't know. Maybe let me see if because Rise posted it, but I don't know if
but like those 12 times, is he counting 3 times from Vegas, or is that only?
I think so. I would assume so. It's series tied, so that's all the series. I think so. Otherwise, how could they have played 12 different like tournaments against each other?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's less likely.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think.
So I think it's series tied at 6-6, which is kind of crazy. But again, Rise had a crazy team comp disadvantage in my mind. I don't think I like that. The fact, this actually reminded me a lot of Pittsburgh, because I thought Z's Wise had a crazy team comp disadvantage against T Steiner, and he won that first winners finals. I was like shocked. I was like, whoa, how? Right? Same thing. I was like, wait, how did Rise 3-1 Doombug with that big of a disadvantage? But then when the grand finals came back around, they got a rematch. That's when like it clicked for Doombug, just like how it clicked for Steiner. Like, Doombug actually almost got reverse swept. I think he led like a Unova. He led like a Unova Stumphus into Rise's Gastrodon for the 5th game for the almost back, like for the reverse sweep from Rise. But he clutched it out somehow, and then he just 3-0's Rise in the reset, right? But similar to like Steiner versus Z's Wireless, like it's just like they're like, yeah, I'm not losing this again once I figured out kind of how to play it. So, but yeah, kind of crazy though. Congrats to Doombug, who I think this is championship number 6 for him.
Yeah,
kind of nuts. Kind of nuts.
I think that sets the new record.
For regionals.
Yeah, for regional wins.
I think so, because Rise is the only person that has as much as him, right? Rise is like 4.
How many do like Marto and Rardref have?
Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, that's actually a good point. I think they might. There's a possibility they have like more. I was thinking about
think so.
Well, Rise has 4.
Yes.
Marto has. We'll count special events too, right? Not we don't count internationals, right? Just like regionals.
Yeah, I thought Marto had like 4.
So Marto has 1, 2. Dude, I don't know. Oh, is one of these like still not? No, Lima's here, right? 3. Yeah, he has 4. So he's tied with Rise. I mean, he has an IC win though, so technically that's like 5. If you want to count like actual like first place finishes. Hard Jeff actually might have more. I don't know. He's got, because he's won almost every season as well. Oh no, actually I think Hard Jeff has 4 as well, because he didn't win one the first year. So
yeah,
but he won LAIC. So Porto Alegre, that's 1.
I did think Hard Jeff was at
2,
5,
3. Thank you. He's at 4 as well. He's at 4 as well, because he's never won 2 regionals in the same season. He won a regional and an IC in the same season.
Okay, so he and Marto
this is season 5.
So he and Marto both have 4 plus an IC.
Yeah, and then dude, the amount of second places that these guys have, just medals in general, is crazy.
Dune has a bunch of medals too. Like all of those guys have.
Pocket actually might be kind of close to. I think he has like 3 though. But well, if you don't count juniors division, right? Because that's a whole different story. Or seniors division, I should say. But yeah, he has 1, and then
is it 3 in an IC?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, 3 in an IC. Yeah. So, I mean, San Juan's a little bit on the smaller end, but it still counts in my mind. So, anyway, so yeah, Doombug has a record for that, which is, I mean, he's been playing well. He got 3rd at Pittsburgh as well. So, I feel like Doombug's kind of back in a way.
But Doombug has never won an IC.
No, he got 2nd.
No, he got a 2nd. Yeah. But maybe next weekend.
I was gonna say, is he going to LAIC?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is.
Hey! If people are complaining the meta's too wide, just go to LAIC.
Yeah, just drop like $1,000. Honestly, I wouldn't hate that if that was like the regular season meta. I really wouldn't, because prepping for it is like a little bit less stressful too, I feel like.
I do wonder how they're going to deploy it in future tournaments. Like, are we going to see this like at EUIC? Like, is it going to be an IC thing? Is it going to be,
but do you think it's going to be the same exact meta? I kind of hope it doesn't.
Well,
But I know it's not easy to always make a fresh
because
meta.
like we're gonna get some attack
GPL updates. Yes.
It can't be the same meta.
It won't be exact same, but still, a lot probably wouldn't change too much unless they rework like Dragon Breath again or do all this stuff. And also, I really hope it's not, because right now I think it's a really good meta, like Tristan said. I don't know if it could get any better. So what that would mean is after some reworks, maybe it gets worse, So I'd rather just have us have a fresh new one.
I mean, aside from the only specific typings allowed and banned, there are also a lot of specific Pokemon that are banned. So it would be interesting to see how an attack update might bring some of those off of the ban list and put others on.
Yeah.
Like there are like subtle tweaks like that. So
right, yeah, that's true.
I am interested to see if we do get to see this meta again, like how it's going to shift.
Well, so not on like the regional or international stage per se, but we will see this meta post move update because Gym Breakers is running it, and they're starting now, and so the next couple weeks is going to be the current one, but then they're going to be retooling it after the move update. So like again, it won't be on like the official championship stage, but like we will get a little peak of like what the meta looks like post move update and maybe a couple other tweaks to it.
Yeah. So tune into those Gym Breaker streams, y'all.
Yeah. I don't.
And pray for Fish's computer and internet.
Yeah. I don't hate the concept of it. I just think that, again, also for viewers, it's fine. It's a whole different thing. It's fun to watch. But I'm always thinking of it from a competitor standpoint as well, because if competitors aren't enjoying it or having a good time, then like that's what's keeping the tournament circuit alive, right? Not just how many people are viewing it. And I think my issue with this is it's a one-off meta. Maybe we have it for like every international potentially. I don't know. I don't have any information on this, by the way, just to clarify. But let's say so we'll have three of the same meta per year. Slight differences based on GPL update. But it's still, in my mind, it's still a lot of prep just for like one tournament you go to. Because most people aren't going to go to every IC, right? Most people don't even go to double ICs. Some people don't even go to any ICs. But majority of people will go to only one IC, right? Within their region, probably. And I'm just thinking about it from there. And I'm not even playing LAIC, so I'm not even speaking for myself. But I'm just thinking from their perspective, they're putting in all this time prepping for the specific meta just to potentially go 0-2 or 1-2, maybe even 2-2, and just call it. And it's like a lot of additional work just for potentially just 2 best of 3s where you lose. And just because, I mean, a quarter of the people in the tournament are going to go 0-2, So it's a lot. It's a good chunk of people, right? So and also it's like an international, so some people are traveling really far for it. I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I mean, part of me just kind of wishes we had more tournaments like we used to back in 2023. That was nice. So maybe you could have like maybe like a chunk of like a full month or something was all this meta. I don't know, but there's just not enough tournaments for it to just, in my mind, to justify just one meta for one thing. Especially like, again, I wasn't like speaking that highly of the current OGL meta, but at least it's a meta that you're mostly familiar with and you can make adjustments and maybe make a team read here or there or not. But like I didn't have to learn a whole new meta. I just had to like kind of adjust to the fact that people were using Wigglytuff a lot, right? And Shadow Scizor a lot. Which
so what do you think? Obviously it's not what we've had for this current like GBL season, but what do you think if the LAIC meta had been used for this entire GBL season? And then maybe there was a different meta for the next GBL season.
Yeah, and this is again like it's a tough decision for TBCI and whoever's making these metas to do, right? Because like you're not going to please everyone, right? Because I guarantee if you did it like that, people would be complaining, right? Be like, dude, this is the same meta, the same Gyarados Dugong trio, like plus the Tornado trio we've seen all like quarter long, right? And so again, I don't know if there's like, because even I remember back in the Sylph Arena days, the solo Sylph Arena days, where people get kind of bored of the meta towards the end of the month or halfway through the month, right? Because they're playing all these tournaments, right? And they're already looking forward to next month. So even if it's a monthly meta, it might not even be the best, right? And I think the difficulty with the championship series and play Pokemon is that you literally, I mean, unless you go out of region, you can only really play in one tournament per month in your region, right? And I mean, if you want to play in multiple, then like you have to travel multiple times. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. For what it's worth, I think it's cool that they're trying it out. And I'm not playing it myself, so maybe it's better received by others, even if they go 0-2 or 1-2 in the tournament. I don't know. I mean, people are never really happy when they go 0-2 or 1-2 anyway, so probably find something to complain about.
I'm interested to see if they take feedback, feedback from players, response from audiences, and sort of general vibes about it being in GBL for a week. I wonder how much they'll take that all sort of into account, put it into a blender, and decide if they want to keep this meta for potential use in tournaments later that in the season, or if they'll continue
pushing the cat butt down.
Yeah, just get out of here. Or if they'll continue to try new things, or like you're saying, it's difficult to invest in the team building and planning for just like this one instance, like if it's even worth doing that. Because before this, people were talking about having a limited meta for play Pokemon. Just to change things up.
I'm sure I've talked about it on the podcast too myself. So
we've all talked about it here, and
sure.
like the social media has as well. So I'm interested like how invested they are in feedback they get from this first testing of it.
Right.
Because they did announce it, they put the championship series meta in the listed cups for GBL in the season announcement, right? But no one really understood what that meant at the time, and we certainly didn't know that it was going to be at LAIC. That was speculated for a long time before actually confirmed. So it makes me wonder if, since the new season is going to get announced like fairly soon, if we'll see something entirely different, or we'll see them, updating this and potentially putting it on the calendar for more events later in the season.
There's a few things, right? I think what VGC does, it seems to be pretty widely accepted and enjoyed by the players, is they have like different regulations every couple months. Like again, the thing that's weird about this one is like it's just LAIC and that's it. Like let's say if every region had a tournament in the month of November and the whole month of November was this meta, I actually think that'd be kind of cool, because like this is the last month before the GBL rotation, so we already had 2 months of the OGL. Good enough time for people to get kind of used to it. You could tell even from Axon's post. I mean, he got 5th or something, or 4th at the tour. If he got 5th, even he's sick of this meta, right? And like, I'm like, it's Axon, right? And so I think like if you were to time it where it's like, oh, maybe the last month where, again, this had to be where the IC is included in it. So like it's weird for EUIC because it's like earlier in the EUIC is towards the end of the GBL rotation too. It's in February. That's perfect. Literally, and NIC is a whole different story. It's the beginning of the meta, but at least for EUIC and LAIC, literally the last month of the GBL 3-month rotation could be that limited meta, and all the tournaments in that month would also have that meta. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if this is the test, right? Like they're like, okay, people have been
it's
asking,
a test for sure. For
people have been asking for it, so let's do it for this one and see what response we get, and then maybe we can move into more of a system like you're talking about, where it's like, okay, if we have seasons that are in the Go game as a whole, maybe we can incorporate that as like kind of like the regulation system they use in VGC.
What I will say is, it's honestly, given how, I mean, again, this might be just like a minority of people or like people that seriously compete a lot, but it seems like there's a decent amount of people that are kind of tired of OGL meta at this point for championship series. So I will say, like, for LAIC to be like the cap off event for this month, and to end the kind of this quarter.
There's actually Stuttgart after.
Okay. Well,
which will look a little different because Spidops will be eligible.
Spidops that good? But yeah. Anyway, that being said, it'll look different regardless because of how like the micro meta shifts there are.
Yeah.
There's probably gonna be a lot more weekly tough counters and maybe Shao Talonflame. But Someone I know is going to be running a Bastion, but we'll see. I am rooting for them. But anyway, yeah, so maybe it's not too bad. I don't know. I'm just like rambling at this point. I think that it's we should probably talk about Buenos Aires. Oh, I was saying one last thing about Vegas. You almost did it, Rockhaven. Your teammate of mine too. He almost made 3 Bastion in back-to-back tournaments, but he is the only Bastion top 16. So
yeah. I was gonna say though, I think it's kind of amusing, the discourse about to contrast the discourse about the current OGL meta and about the LEIC meta, because there's some people that are complaining the OGL meta is too wide, and there's some people that are complaining that the LEIC meta is too narrow.
You're not going to please everyone, including myself. I might be complaining, but I understand maybe some of my complaints are a little bit unjustified or unfair too.
I mean, I understand. I understand all the complaints about both, but it's just a very funny contrast between the two at the same time, and it's funny too, because I bet the people that are complaining about one like the other and vice versa.
Dude,
but it's kind of amusing.
Some people will probably complain about both. They'll be like, this meta's too wide and the LEIC meta's too narrow, and well,
I need my meta to be just right.
That's right. And it's not an easy thing to do. But I will say, I think the LEIC meta is actually better than the OGL meta. And it's much less wide. It's much more narrow. But I think it's actually a really good meta. I think everyone's been saying that, right? It's just boring to play and watch,
it's enjoyable, and a lot of people have been saying that since it was introduced as part of the Battle Frontier, because they're the ones that decided to.
That was genius by them, by the way. Shout out to Battle
as a grassroots, competitive circuit, they decided to include it, and agreed. Really nice to have that. I'll be examining the Pokemon used in the LEIC Championship, compared to the spreadsheet that Battle Frontier provides, just to see how it really stacks up, because it looks really dense on the BF spreadsheet, so it'll be really interesting to see if it stays that way for the actual tournament.
I think there's also some room though, because it's dense, to find some core breakers or Pokemon that can sort of at least have some bench pressure and affect your opponent's lines and stuff. So I think that'll be interesting to see as well.
There are definitely going to be some unique core breakers, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Okay. We talked way too much about Vegas and pretty much LSC stuff too. But
complaints.
Were there any interesting picks on the top teams besides Rockhaven's Basti?
I mean, this was Wigglytuff's Scizor Central, so I think his Scizor carried him quite a bit as well. I mean, he used Bastion pretty sparingly, but he did position it pretty well.
Did he use that Goodra a lot?
Yeah. There's a lot of Shadow Altaria, which was specifically used to counter Shadow Annihilate, because Shadow Annihilate actually beats Altaria, I think, in the 2 shields, but not Shadow.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. I'm not fully sure on that, but I thought that Altaria just beats Annihilate especially with that Ice Punch.
Well, there were only 2 Shadow Altaria pocket.
Yeah, I was curious what the Shadow did, but that's good to know. But because Rockhaven did use the Goodra quite a bit.
Yeah,
he actually
that's a really unique pick.
Yeah, and I will say that is one thing that I do like about the meta, is that people are from a player standpoint, players are able to use Pokemon that they like more. Because Rockhaven told us before the tournament, he was like, I really want to run Goodra. I've been wanting to run it for a while. And then I think in Buenos Aires, I think it was Arreo or someone was like, yeah, I had fun running Zweilous. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. So I do think that is a plus to having more viable Pokemon, is that players can run their favorites more. But yeah, Rockhaven used a ton of Goodra. A lot of Goodra Scissor Core was good for him. And he had triple steel on his team, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, you just don't bring Wigglytuff into that team.
Yeah, because if you want to use Goodra, then the rest of your team has to say, hey, no Wigglytuff allowed.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I usually try to protect my Bastion, but he tried to protect the Goodra, which honestly paid off more for him, I think.
Well, again, like that comes down to the team building. He decided he wanted to use it, and if you want to actually use it, then you have to protect it.
This is where the luck factor comes in a lot, right? Because there's no team that don't have core breakers, right? Like Rise's team was super core broken by Doombug. Rockhaven's team was super core broken from Rise's team. And the thing is, Rockhaven's team is stupid weak to Shadow Dusknoir. And I remember when he was like he realized he was going to play Rise next, he's like trying to strategize. And I was just like shooting, like messaging him in a group chat. I was just like, how do you usually handle Shadow Dusknoir? Because you literally don't have any answers to this thing. And he was just like, dude, honestly, I've only played against one in a practice tournament and I lost. I was like, well, and again, Rockhaven, a great player, a teammate of mine, so I'm not even like talking smack, but he got really lucky that he didn't face any of the other Shadow Dusknoir in the tournaments, because if he did, it's like you just lose, right? And I think we talked about it in a previous tournament. I don't remember which one, but we're talking about how like, oh, this team is stupid weak to something, like, and they just managed to not see it until the finals where they lost, right? And like, that's just kind of part of the luck, right? This is like when back in Fresno, when I was against Elite, my team was stupid weak to a Alolan Sandslash.
I feel like that's just
if I didn't face him, I probably wouldn't have even lost, right?
That feels like a Pokemon thing in general. Like in TCG, like I know there's like certain decks that are good against other decks, and it's like a lot of it comes down to matchup luck. Like you can still have a chance to win, but it's like there's a lot of time where it's like a certain deck is like 60-40 or like 70-30 favored over another deck, and it's like
the way you're talking about it, not you, Tristan, but you, Caleb, I almost think it's more like it's not. I don't want to say it's entirely luck, but it's like a calculated risk. It's like I know what I'm doing.
Well,
but I'm going to
do it luck
because
anyway. Who knows who's sitting across from you on round one, right? Rockhaven could have faced like no lie. If you look at the Beelzebub, right? No one would argue that he's not one of the best players in the world. He went like 4-2 in this tournament. So he didn't even like get he wasn't even at losers finals, right? And I know the guy he lost to in the winner's side is DJ Andrew. You know why? Because he's a local of mine. I see him all the time at my local tournaments. And like, no lie, like I'm nothing against DJ Andrew, but he's like on the bottom level of like our local tournaments, right? Like usually like he hasn't won any, right? I don't know if he's made top cut. Maybe he made top cut once or so, but he's usually just like not even making it, right? But he just beat the world champion, right? On the winner's side. I don't know how the matchup looked. I don't know if he had a crazy core breaker, or maybe Beelzebub played poorly, or maybe DJ Andrews is just like when Super Saiyan's on another level, right? But it's just like, my guess is there might have been something that was really hard for Beelzebub to deal with, and he just randomly drew it against someone that has never even top cut in a regional, let alone maybe not even a local, right? And it just, in my mind, that's just bad luck, right, for Beelzebub. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the melt medal wasn't as good as he thought it was. I didn't really believe in it, but
I was gonna say, didn't you also say he brought Melmetal? Like,
but but this is Beelzebub. There's no way he flew from India to risk. He didn't fly from India to Vegas with no practice on the melt medal. It's kind of like I heard that Z Swilus was like, he obviously isn't playing in a Vegas or Buenos Aires, but he apparently was killing it with a Thievul, right? And I was like, well, who's prepping for Thievul? Who's prepping for Melmetal, right?
For the record, Thievul is ranked higher than the Shadow Mightyena.
Yeah, the Shadow Mightyena was only cook me though, but
hey, he did bring Mew as a plushie.
Yeah, I didn't bring on the team. I knew there's no way this was bring on the team, but
maybe if he had
Wigglytuff Furret meta. I will say, you're talking about things that are really interesting in the on the teams. Doombug with the Shadow Primeape, I think that's the first ever regional win with a Shadow Primeape. Maybe Primeape in general.
No, someone won a tournament.
Oh, it was it Richie? Richie, right?
Maybe. I think there was like a Shadow Primeape Corsola core that won.
I think it was
one
Richie.
or two tournaments.
Yeah, I think it was the same weekend that Elam won Toronto last year.
Yeah, you might be right.
Why do I remember all this very specific details? I do not.
Yeah, you were talking about my brain.
I know.
Like my brain is not holding this information.
I don't remember that bit, but I just remember Speedy and Zwilith like talking about Primeape Corsola core being good, and then like an episode or two later,
it was Bogota. Yeah,
I was gonna say, and it wasn't a Shadow Primeape.
It was right, but it was Bogota. Well, so this might be the first ever Shadow Primeape to win it, but it was Bogota, and he did have the course. It was the same weekend or similar as Toronto. Yeah, I think it was because it was also in December. Yeah, why do I remember that? I don't know. This is I guess it's slightly useful for my work related stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about Buenos Aires because we are talking a little too long about this stuff.
Yeah, I have to go pretty soon.
Caleb just skipped over the Florges in second place.
Dude, again, second place. Who cares? I didn't loosen no Florges, right? That thing is easy to deal with. Also, Rise didn't even bring that Florges much because it just wasn't that good.
What I will say about Buenos Aires is that once again, our seer Marto Galde did predict.
Wait, he predicted Buenos Aires results?
He said the post with Corlash and Areo and Zardy, he was like 1, 2, and 3, so he did get it partially right.
He got one of them, yeah. He got top 8 correctly for Ash and Ash though, so that was also for Vegas. I'll talk about this and I'll tell you a funny story about Ash and Ash, and then we probably wrap it up after that. But yeah, Areo wins it, first ever title for him. He had a Jellicent on the team. Like what?
His whole team.
Bug. So
Galarian Moltres back.
So weird. It's so weird, but it's good, right? I mean, I lost a Galarian Moltres in the losers bracket too. So I think for a Corviknight and a Furt meta, maybe pretty solid. But again, like people really weren't. Well, he's not that weak to Wigglytuff. I was gonna say
also like only one. There's only 2 Wigglytuff in top 8 here.
No, it's 3. Well, I had 2.
I missed that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but. Also, the order of this graphics all over the place. Why is this Wigglytuff in 3 different spots?
I know. That's why I missed Marto's.
yeah. He had a
Jerkovich, what you guys doing?
Dude, for real. Marto did have the Shadow Scizor Wigglytuff core, so he was onto that.
Do they is this just how they format special events compared to how they format the regionals?
Anicor's coffee was wearing off at this point, I think. But he gets first place.
New job better be updating this.
Yeah, it seems
of this site.
Cordilli, Shadow Marowak, Chargerbug, Galarian Moltres, Shadow Celix, Jellicent. Jellicent's wild. What does that do? I'm sure it beats like Cordilli, right? So there's that.
Wait, Jellicent beats Cordilli?
I think so.
It can.
I think it does. I think it does straight up in the zero.
I think maybe. I also think that the Sims play it wrong. I think if Cordilli goes like straight Rock Tomb, it can win, but the Sims.
Well, you can't acid down, so even if you go straight Rock Tomb, it doesn't do anything. I think. Let's see though. I'm just doing default Sims. Yeah, you only win the 2 shields. You had the double Rock Tomb and then you go Grass Knot. I guess if you go straight Rock Tomb, if you go straight Rock Tomb, you do win all the evens too.
Yeah, that's something funky where it's like the Sims try to throw.
Well, but the thing is, they're also throwing Shadow Ball. What if they throw Surf before they get debuffed? That might be better. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. It's weird. It's a weird matchup where I don't...
Something that I'm not used to seeing because you don't really see Jellicent much.
Yeah, well...
The default assumption is that a grass should win against a water type, but it's just not...
Yeah.
It's not
I think that the Jellicent might be there because he wanted some like protection against like fire because he has like the Charjabug and the Steelix, and if the fire is a Talonflame, you also have like the Marowak. So like like everything has play into the Talon. But like it could be annoying, so like I could see maybe something like that. I don't know.
I thought he said he had a Zwilus. He doesn't. It's Zard that has a Zwilus.
Zardy has a Zwilus.
I couldn't remember who it was. I guess it was Zardy who said that.
No. I was just thinking. I was like, he had a Zwilus and a Jellicent. That's crazy. But
no, instead Zardy has the Zwilus and the Lantern.
I don't know about Lantern, but hey, I mean, Jeff did win a regional with it. Zardy did get 4th. I don't know. This Latin America meta is even. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's actually that much weirder than NA because NA was all over the place too. But Nix96 got second. I actually don't know this player that much.
I don't either. They're Argentinian. Yeah, I don't know if they've competed that much. I think second and third, they're both Argentinian based on their flags on this graphic. And
they've only played Buenos Aires.
Yeah,
this is by far the best because 25th and 28th in the past 2 years for Buenos Aires. For Nick, so huge improvement. And then the big Meb is just they just played in Santiago last year and got 33rd. What the heck? That's a massive that's a massive jump for both of them. Well done.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not this is a pretty stacked field too. I mean, just in the top 8, I don't know who else everyone went, but it was Memi. I actually don't know who Lean Burnal, but then Marto and Corlash and Zardy
and Areo. Yeah,
I think I've seen Lean Bernal in maybe Gym Breakers before. That name sounds so familiar, but I don't.
Okay, actually, this person has played in Buenos Aires for the past 2 years, got 5th and 4th, and LAC in 2024 got 17th. Honestly, this guy's actually pretty consistent, like consistently up there. I just wasn't paying attention to the other like top 8. So another top 5 finish, not bad for Lean. Anyway, yeah, well done from Areo. He did bracket reset. He came all the way from the loser's side. I don't know what dude. He did not have an easy road. He had to beat Marto on loser's side, then Lean Bernal, then Zardy, then the big Smeb, then had to bracket reset and beat Nyx twice.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's just day 2.
Yeah.
Well, did they do this? They might have done this all in one day, right? I don't actually know, but
yeah, it was a 1-day tournament.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I kind of like that. But...
yeah, it was all on Sunday, and then they streamed, I think, just the top 3 or top 4.
Yes.
Okay.
So Caleb got to catch that for your best of 5 series.
Wait, they did stream it?
Yeah.
Where was it streamed?
It was on some Twitch channel.
Can you link that to me later?
Yeah.
I remember seeing the post about it, but I can't remember whose Twitch channel it was.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm curious, because that'd be cool. Well, unfortunately, I got the results spoiled for me, but I'm so curious to see about the gameplay. So, okay, well, let's wrap it up here because I know Kaz does have to dip out. But best of luck to everyone competing in LAIC this year. And if you haven't, go listen to our Anicor's cover of "She Will Be Loved." It was, I give it a 3 out of 100.
No, it was way better than that.
I give it a 10 for effort.
10 out of 100?
Out of 100. He could have prepped more. Because he was singing some of those lyrics. He's like, dude, I don't know how this goes. I was like, yeah, because you probably didn't listen to the song at least like more than once, right? I don't even know if he listened to the song. Like, I was like, if you listen to the song, you know how to sing this line. But
I think the best part of it was watching back the video, and you guys are doing like the flashlights on your phone. You had the cats dancing to it.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
I would have had Mittens dancing to it, but unfortunately he was very cozy on the heated blanket at that time, and I did not want to risk.
Oh, see last week is when you shouldn't have brought the heated blanket then.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Listen, Mittens has to know he has to pay the cat tax sometimes.
Oh my gosh, look at him. Got that mustache too. Checky's a little comfortable, so I'm not going to mess with her. But anyway, best of luck to everyone at LAIC. Going to LAIC, I will try to tune in and see what how the meta looks. And if we have Twitch drops, which we
I think there are, right?
So be on the lookout for that. I always tweet this video out every time there's an IC or Worlds because it's so confusing sometimes on how to get the Twitch drops. I forget it myself, so I rewatch my own short YouTube video on this, but I will tweet that out. So be on the lookout for that, or you can just search like
Twitch drops on my YouTube channel. Put it in the episode description to your video.
I will try to remember, but I might not remember. All right, let me say.
Do we have to bet you about it?
Put it in the agenda.
Yeah, but sometimes I miss it in agenda too. And Twitch drops video. All right, yeah, I'll bold it even. So, but best of luck to that. Any predictions? Yo, honestly, I don't know why I think this. I think Montreal Ugalde wins it again. I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, you can't say that now. You said a second. I don't know if you were saying that. You should have said it first, Kaz, if you really felt that.
Because you were asking for predictions and then you jumped in. Okay, that's not fair. You can't ask.
He didn't predict who's winning LAIC either.
Yeah, he did. He said Steve is winning it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's when I realized the jig is up.
If I can't bet on Marto, then I'm betting on Josh.
Yeah.
So
how about this? We'll make a bet, Kaz, right? Whoever's closer to winning, like if Marto gets second and Steve gets third, right? Then I win it, right? Maybe.
No, I'm not making a bet with you.
The last person I lost, I won a bet with and shaved their head. They just kept shaving their head. It didn't seem like a punishment. So maybe we should bring back the shave the head bet.
I'm not shaving my head for sure.
Dude, I got like a perm and everything. You think I want to? I would just waste the perm. That's why it's even stakes.
I'll get a perm.
So you guys
I'll get another perm.
So you guys both have high stakes in the Church of Iomero team building, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude, the funniest thing. Oh wait, let me tell you this last final story, right? Just to close it off. Two things. One, Ashton Nash, he couldn't use Iomero's team at Vegas, and I thought he was going to really struggle. He still played pretty well, made day 2 and like made top 8. But like he's like, yeah, man, Iomero's been prepping for LIC, so he hasn't been looking at the meta, so he don't got a team for me. So he was like team building with I think like Wolfpack or something or some other people, but anyway, the second thing is I shared a hotel room with him. So we're having dinner on Friday night. He's like, guys, yeah, like, he's like, I was like, when's your flight? He said, Sunday, 6 p.m., right? Because he flew from the Santa Ana airport, which is not the same as LAX, about like an hour plus away, an hour and a half maybe with traffic, maybe even 2 hours with traffic. But he flew from that one to Vegas because it was only $60. All right, understandable. 6 p.m. I was like, 6 p.m. If you go to the grand finals or even like the top 4, I don't think you make your flight. And I was like, well, you have time to rebook it, right? He's like, well, I usually yes, but I'm going to LAIC early because he's going to stop by and visit like family and friends and stuff in Mexico, right? First. So he's like, so I have a flight from LAX to Mexico on Sunday night at 11 p.m. I'm like, bro, what? Your flight from Vegas to go back home is at 6 p.m. And then your next flight is 5 hours after that flight, after you take off from Vegas? Like, I was just telling him, I was like, look, if you make it the grand finals and you have to cancel, you don't miss your flight back home to Santa Ana, you can't even drive from Vegas to LAX in time. Like, you legitimately, I was like, if you make it the grand finals, like, you just need to, if you get that far, you just need a top left or something if you want to try and make it to it sucks, right? But like,
you want to do,
but it's crazy that like, so his plan, if he got knocked out soon enough, which he luckily for him he did, which I'm sure he's not happy about, but like otherwise he doesn't make his flight. My guess is he went straight to the Vegas airport right after he got eliminated, boards that flight, lands at like 7 p.m. ish or whatever, right? Maybe gets out of the airport at 7:30. His friend picks him up with his checked luggage for LAIC because he brought more luggage. His friend picks him up from this airport, drives him an hour and a half at least to the LAX airport just to check in for that flight. I guess he probably made it at this point, but it was
the dedication.
The poor planning is the real
also I'll say he's lucky the government reopened when it did, because if he had flight delays, he would
100%. Yeah, and he had to check the baggage, and it's an international flight on top of it. So you have to be there early. You can't show up at like 10 p.m. for your 11 p.m. flight. Like,
I did hear they were prioritizing international flights.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if his Vegas flight got cooked. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
He would have been cooked.
Like, if your flight from Vegas to LA got delayed too, you're also screwed. I was like, why didn't you just buy like a direct flight from like Vegas to Mexico, right? Like, why even fly back to Santa Ana at that point? He's like, I should have done that.
But... Or fly like Vegas to LA and then just connect in LA if that comes down to it.
Yeah, Vegas to LAX would make sense too, because then you just get off the flight and get on another flight. Sure, whatever. If that's cheaper, right? I don't know if that's cheaper or not. It might.
Wild.
Yeah, because when he told me, he's like, I was like, wait, your flight to Mexico is also on Sunday? Like, what? But if things are all good, then he should be in Mexico right now. So
fingers crossed.
Shout out. Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Ashton Ash.
The goat.
Yeah, gassed up my Shadow Malamar, thinking I had the best team in the world. His team was pretty weak to Shadow Malamar for what it's worth, but
yeah, you just need to be in his bracket.
Dude, yeah, just take me out of bracket A, man. I'm tired of facing all these stacked. I was like, dude, if I even beat Firestar, I have to face Pocket next. Then I go to the winners finals. I don't even know who's on the other side of the bracket at that point, right? I don't know who Pocket did beat on the winner's side but I just remember his 5-star matchup.
Well, you just need to get more points to bump yourself up to like Group H or something instead, like the lowest seed of Group H.
Yeah, speaking of points, I did not get any points this time around, so I'm still gonna be in the same old seeding. I actually probably will be lower because everyone else has probably got more points. So anyway, that's gonna do it for us. We're going way over time. I know Kaz has to dip out soon. The sun's like setting.
Yeah, look at how dark it is.
Dude, I know. You went from like taking off the sepia filter to having natural sepia filters. Anyway, best of luck to everyone competing at LAIC. Wish you all the best. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully. Wait, who do you think takes it all the way? We got Steve for Kaz. I got Martragali. What about you, Tristan?
I'm gonna have to go Rajef.
Oh, that's a good one. He's been having a good year.
Just to mix it up, in case the Eomare team building group stumbles.
Okay, I'll give you this.
My bets.
I'll give you this option. Would you like to? Would you like to do a trade? You take Martrogalze, I take Harjeff.
No, I'll stick with it, Harjeff.
All right, you said it. All right, when Martrogalze wins,
Kaz will trade with you.
Yeah, you want to trade?
Nah. You know, I don't think Kaz would want to.
I believe in you, Josh.
Kaz, you believe in Martrogalze's prediction skills, dude. Honestly, okay. How about this? I'll put it this way: for free. If Steve wins LAIC, I will shave my head for free. Or like a buzz it or something. I don't know how. Yeah. Like I'm not going like I don't have clippers or anything.
What if Steve gets a world qualification?
I don't care about that. He needs to get first place. If Steve gets first place, I will shave my head.
Steve, we're all counting on you.
Yeah.
to bring this.
Home. I will say his odds of winning this are higher than Anicor's chance of winning that World's Bet because that was just like silliness from him. So. But I don't think it'll happen. But hey,
all right, good luck.
Extra motivation, Steve. Extra motivation. This is all gonna be gone.
Good luck.
And I don't think I have a good shaped head too. I don't think
only
it's
Steve.
Yeah. All right, we'll catch you all next week. Have a good one.
Yeah.